When people come through the doors of the Mama Foundation, they're walking into a 100-year-old brownstone that's full of music and people. It's an intimate experience. We have music masters who teach breathing, harmony, pitch, and the repertoire. The Airbnb experience gives us an opportunity to share the music with people from all over the world. It also helps keep our program tuition-free. What happens here is something that's lasting. I want to make sure this art form never dies.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi there. Hi. Good to see you.
That was an awesome video.
Yeah, doesn't that make you want to dance? I love it.
And go visit that place in New York.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a thrill to be here with you today and get to talk about Airbnb. I don't know about the rest of you. Show of hands, how many people have stayed at an Airbnb or have opened their... Everyone. Great. Well, for me, it's been a totally transformative experience getting to be part of the Airbnb community. I haven't yet opened up my home, but I've gone into many people's homes. And I know that from friends and others that are opening up their homes, it really is changing dynamics in many different ways. But this particular video was really looking at it from an economic development lens. Is economic development something that you guys are thinking about?
Yep, absolutely. And it's great to see you, and thanks to Zeev and Sarah and the team for bringing this group together. I know we don't have much time, but it's rare that you go to a summit and you want to be in every single breakout session and every session, so it's just amazing to be here and feel the energy. But yeah, I think Vi is a perfect example of, here you have someone who grew up in Harlem around this incredible institution that was a cultural favorite around gospel music, and now she has the ability to not only, market that and open that experience up to people from all over the world, but also to generate economic opportunity and help pay tuition by all of the fees raised through that experience. And I think, that's one example of many, but here you have the ability to bring visitors into areas that may not have been otherwise visited, to spread tourism into new areas, diverse areas, and also in this case, it's the nonprofit, the Mama Foundation. 100% of those proceeds go to Mama, but in general, the benefits of hosting go up to 97% to, that host. And so that's something we take, we're always thinking about, how do you take that economic benefit and ensure it goes to communities in the most optimal way and really spread the benefits of tourism.
Great. Well, the theme of this session is about scale, so I'm sure that as you guys are working on economic development, you have that immediate opportunity to scale. So I'm sure we'll all be excited to hear more about that as you do more.
Yeah. But just earlier last week, we did a partnership with the state of Utah to celebrate and offer experiences. It was with the tourism department of Utah. So just like Vi, you can go to Harlem and experience gospel. Now in Utah, you can do everything from you can go with sheep herders and learn how to process and dye wool, or go with a woman from a Navajo tribe on a canyon walk. And so I think in terms of scale, that was something that we were really thrilled to bring that to an entire state. And spread that in a sustainable way.
That's amazing. That's so cool. So you guys are also working on something called Healthy Tourism, and you started something that's the Office of Healthy Tourism.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, well, that's something we're really excited about. We launched officially the Office of Healthy Tourism a few months ago in Buenos Aires, Argentina, at the World Travel and Tourism Council. And it's really our effort to bring together, as you think about tourism as a global force, up to 10% of the GDP, and the constant growth of tourism, how can we really ensure that tourism benefits the broadest parts of the population, and especially those who wouldn't necessarily naturally see those benefits. So it's about being able to provide destinations with economic empowerment, to enable destinations to market parts of their regions that are not typically touristed, and also to really promote sustainable travel. One thing that we've studied a lot of our environmental impacts amongst our host community, and about 88% globally focus on sustainable hosting, and whether that means, we've done some looks at when you typically stay at an Airbnb, you tend not to, wash the sheets every night. You tend to use public transport. You tend to recycle because there's recycling available in the home. So how we can, on a larger scale through the office, really promote those. In terms of promoting different destinations, an example of the type of partnerships we're working on through the office. Just a few weeks ago, we hosted Governor Roseo from Puerto Rico and launched an official partnership with the island to try to bring tourism back to the island as part of their economic development. And so we launched experiences across the island, so you can, really engage and learn and see firsthand some of the treasures that the people and the island has to offer. Also, we're working to bring our marketing power to the island and partnering with their tourism bureau to really showcase and help people understand that they can come to Puerto Rico. We want people to go to Puerto Rico and really help as part of their economic development. And we're also working with some great groups there, one of which is All Hands, All Hearts, that I think is here today, to donate a portion of our fees over a several-month period based on stays in Puerto Rico. So really how the Office of Healthy Tourism is all about how we take these different levers and ensure that as the travel industry writ large grows, that communities that wouldn't necessarily be the beneficiaries are. And so partnerships are a key part of that work.
Yeah, it's super interesting because you're a company that has very quickly created a systems change within an industry and making it more sustainable, doing more to support community, more about economic development for individuals and families within those communities. And in some ways, it's easy to think that it's all about the technology that was catalytic, and it was, but it seems like partnerships has been a big part of actually getting to that scale that's so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Partnerships are critical, and I think we're always cognizant of there's certain things we're expert at, but we have much to learn in many domains. And so whether it's looking to our community for insights, which is always our first source of the best ideas, and also working with really great partners. We're partnering with a great group in India, for example, the Self-Employed Women's Association, to help train women in rural regions on hosting. And a lot of times, you mentioned technology. Part of that is, I think there's a lot of talk about technology and the force of technology in the world today, and a lot of great discussions going on here around that. And I think it's all about how the technology is being used. Is it being used to enhance people-to-people connection and community? And that's how we always try to frame it. And so in a case like Sewa, it's how do you bring technology to enable these rural villages and these women to market a homestay there, and then train other women to do the same. And so, I think partners, we're also working with great groups like the World Bank and the NAACP around how do you bring home sharing to different communities and really empower people and determine what are the current challenges and how can we really advance there. Yeah,
it's interesting. It's within the context of a very divisive moment. You guys are helping bring people together in a really close and personal way. Is that something that you all think about?
Yeah, every day. I mean, our mission is to help create a world where anyone can belong anywhere, which I think is a really important one, and one that everything we do is really at the core. And so I think, travel generally, if you look at that experience, you couldn't have that experience with Vi and not feel like your mind has been opened and you've connected with people. And so, as I said, the people-to-people and human-to-human connection, if you're sharing a meal, if you're hosting someone, hearing their story, we take really seriously how we can enhance that. And so in some cases, as I said, many of our best ideas most of them from our community. And so, after Hurricane Sandy, it was a host that reached out to the office and said, I want to host someone, but I can't set my hosting fee to 0, help. And then it was, a light went off. And from there, we've scaled and developed a disaster relief program and really now move that beyond to our Open Homes program, which is about how can we take the assets of our community and really deploy them to people in need, and this connection.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost out of time.
Gosh, that went really quick.
That was quick.
Sorry.
Fantastic. Any last thing that you hope folks try out as they learn more about Airbnb?
No, I mean, I'm thrilled to be here, and as I said, I think the people, the concept of trust, which was referenced right before we got on, I think, what brings me hope and optimism is that, we are enhancing trust, and that, there is still a real role and an opportunity here to continue to build trust on a people-to-people level. So excited to be a part of that. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much.
Great. My goodness.